Hey. Sorry about that. Those of you that caught me a little bit earlier, somebody knocked on my door. So I had to go answer the door. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. So prayerfully, you guys will come back in. As you are coming back into the live, say hi, hello, hey. Those of you that are new to me, my name is Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist specifically for Christian female coaches who want to create more income and more impact without compromising their Christian values. I am also a TV and radio show host. So we film and record the TV and radio show here in Atlanta, GA. And so I'm ready to go ahead and dive in. You guys know my goal has been in 2021 to keep my lives at 30 minutes or less. So that is my goal. So prayerfully, you guys come on in, get this information, and I want you to implement it because I'm going to talk about my weekly revenue game plan. And I'm going to have a post that will go out as well that will have this game plan. So it's already scheduled to go out into my group and on my business page. And then I'll put it on my other little social media places as well so that you guys see this game plan written out as well. This is something that, I've had on my social media pages before, and I want to go ahead. I'm going to repost it again. And so as you guys do come in, like I said, definitely say hi, hello, hey. Those of you that are catching the replay, type in hashtag replay, leave your questions, your comments, all that awesome stuff. And I will also make sure that I respond to you guys as well. And so, of course, those of you, if you're in my Facebook group, definitely make sure you click the link so that I can see who's talking to me, so that I can shout you out as well. Hey, 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 hey. So I see you guys coming on in. And so you guys, like I said, this particular I call it my weekly revenue game plan. And actually, my clients, they take it and they make it a daily thing versus it just being a weekly thing. And so, you guys, this is the part that I need you guys to hear me on. So with my weekly revenue game plan, literally it's the roadmap that you can use to help you to create that consistency in your business. So whether or not, it's that consistency, well, not whether or not, it's you being consistent with you showing up. It's you being consistent with the content. You guys give me a moment. Sorry, you being consistent with the content that you're putting out there, you being consistent with the conversations that you're having with people. Because one thing, when it comes to us in the online space and being able to leverage the online space, you want to make sure that you have a strategic plan that you're implementing. And so there are definitely organic things that you can do, and there are paid things that you can do. And so I strongly encourage my clients, before they even look at implementing anything paid, you want to make sure that the content that you're putting out there, the offers that you're putting out there, if you're able to sell it to the people that are in your community organically, without doing anything paid, if you're able to sell it to your paid audience, then it makes it easier for you to be able to sell it to people that are a part of your paid audience. So once again, if you're able to sell it to the people that are organic in your audience, your warm audience, then it makes sense for you to then start running ads. People are running ads to things and you haven't even proven that people want it yet. So use organic strategies. Put that stuff out there consistently on your social media, consistently to your email list, consistently with your blog. Whenever you're out there and you're doing interviews and stuff like that, put that stuff out there in front of those people that you have it organically, where you have it paid for. Test it with them, see how they respond. And then if you're getting that favorable response, then yes, definitely go through and amp it up and ramp it up by using ads. Some of you guys are using ads. You're not getting the results. You're saying that ads don't work, but it's because you didn't do the work ahead of time. So do that pre-work first and then throw money behind the ads, because you've proven that it works. You've proven that people want it, type of thing. Okay. And so everything that I'm going to talk about today is organic stuff. And so it does, with the organic strategies that I'm going to talk to you guys about, especially until you've proven that people want it. Well, Bev, how do I know if people want it? Because they're responding to your call to action, whatever your call to action is. And so the thing is, especially if you don't have an engaged audience, especially online or with your email list or with your blog or whatever it is that you're using, you guys, you have to remain consistent. You have to remember that people have a very short attention span, point blank, period. People have a short attention span. And so you want to make sure that you remain consistent with what it is that you do, so that you continue to show up consistently for your people. And I know, and I say this to people all the time. Now, yes, I am full-time in my business, but remember, I was not always full-time in my business. And so I always share this story of when I was initially starting my business. I can't believe April will be 5 years of me as a business strategist in particular. And so, of course, when I first started, I was working full-time. At one point, I was working full time and had a small niece and nephew. So when I say small, they were what, 4 and 7 at the time? I want to say they were 4 and 7 at the time that they were here. And so not only that, but like I said, I was working full time as well. So like I said, I get it when you're busy. And my thing is, we have to figure out how can I implement, this strategy into my my time that I have. How can I work this into what it is that I have, the time that I have? And so with this game plan that I'm going to show you guys, once again, you want to ask yourself, okay, how can I implement this consistently? And so like I said, with my clients, they're supposed to implement it daily because once again, having that consistency. And so you guys, with what I'm going to show you, I encourage you, use this over the next 30 days. Just implement it over the next 30 days. No excuses, no reason why you can't, as an entrepreneur, solve a problem. So once again, if time is an issue, and like I said, I get it. I understand it. Like I said, at one point, I was literally traveling 1 to 6 days a week. So either in a car or on a plane 1 to 6 days a week. So when I tell you, I get it and I understand it. But once again, I had to make it work. Like I said, you'll see me in videos. If you look at my videos from years ago, you'll see me in all these different hotel rooms trying to make that thing work. I'm like, okay, God, I know that you put this on my spirit for me to do this business. God, you know what my time looks like. And so, God, I got to figure it out. I have to figure it out type of thing. And so that's what you want to make sure that you do. And once again, with this particular game plan that I'm going to show you guys, like I said, I will have this posted so you can actually see it as well, but definitely make sure that you take notes on it too. And so what you want to do with this game plan, and the part here, we're going to start off with, of course, with the basic of what problem do I solve? What is the problem that I solve? How am I going to serve my ideal client? What is the problem that I got solved? So what's the issue? What's going on with my people? And so once again, think back to the 3 or 4 questions that people are usually asking you. And that's more than likely the problem that you're going to solve. So think back to the questions that you're always being asked. That's usually going to be the problem. So I know for me, when it comes to my clients, some of the questions that I'm always asked is, Bev, how do I raise the pricing on my offer? Bev, how do I get out here and promote my services? Like, how do I market? How do I make sales? How do I close sales? Those are the types of questions. What do I put into an offer? Those are the types of questions that people were asking me over and over and over again. And so the same thing, you want to think about, what questions are people asking you? Write those questions down. Look to see if you see that consistency over and over and over again, because there is a reason why people are coming to you in particular with those questions. And so once again, that's more than likely the problem that you solve. That's more than likely what you want to create your offer around, to solve the problem that those people are consistently asking you. So once again, first and foremost, being clear on that problem that I solve. What are the problems? What are the questions that people are consistently asking me? So that is the first part of your weekly revenue game plan, is that you are crystal clear on that particular question. So once again, you want to think, okay, how would this you want to ask yourself, how am I going to serve my ideal client? How will this solve my ideal client's problems, struggle, pain points? So once again, that is your offer. Your offer is going to solve that problem. And then you want to ask yourself, okay, so this is the problem that people are asking me. And then the next thing you want to do is, with that offer, why do people want that particular problem solved right now? Like, what's going on? Because you want to ask yourself, and even look at those people that are asking you those questions. My thing is, put those people on a list. I call that your connections list or your contact list. Those people that are on that list, go through, put them on your list. And my thing is, why, ask yourself, why are they trying to solve this problem now? Like, what's going on now? Why are they asking me these questions now? So those questions that people are asking you, why now? So even now, while we're in the midst of this pandemic, we're coming up on almost a year of dealing with this pandemic globally type of thing. And so once again, think about the questions that people are asking you. Look at the questions that people are posting and posing and all that stuff like that, and ask why now? Why are they trying to to solve these problems right now. So once again, I know I have all different types of coaches that follow me. So whatever your particular niche is, ask what's going on. So those of you that are in leadership right now, so those of you that do leadership coaching and executive coaching, look at what's going on in the world right now and ask, why are they asking me these questions? Why are they trying to improve their leadership skills right now? What's going on that's impacting them? Because think about it. Those of you that do leadership, and I'll do a couple of different examples. So right now, while we're in the midst of this pandemic and we're not sure when this thing is going to quote unquote end, and then once it does end, how is it still going to impact businesses after that? How is it still going to impact the employees after that? How is it still going to impact the clients and the customers after that? Those are some of the questions that your leaders are asking right now. Are they prepared to answer those questions? What can you do as a leadership coach or an executive coach or consultant, however you serve your people in that capacity? What can you do to support them while they have all of these types of questions? How can they better serve their employees right now during this time? Hey, Kimmy, how can they serve their people right now? What skills, what tools and strategies can you equip them with to help them to better serve their people right now? You see what I'm saying? Those of you that are relationship coaches. And so right now, these people's relationships, so whether or not it's relationship with their kids, so right now they're in this space where there's virtual learning. So they're making this, some of these parents have to make the decision of, hey, do I send my kids back home or do I do the virtual learning? Okay, if I do the virtual learning, how do I set that up and still work my job at the same time? Like I still have to work. So how do we set this thing up? How do I ensure that they don't fall behind in school? Okay, if I do send them back to school, how do I make sure that they remain protected? How do I make sure that they remain focused on what's going on? How can I also make sure that I'm supporting their teachers and the educators and stuff like that? You see what I'm saying? So what can you do to equip them to help them to answer those questions? Or if their relationship issue is with their spouse or their significant other, the same thing. Now, a lot of them are finding themselves around that significant other a lot more than what they were used to. So what skills and tools can you equip them with to make sure that they have effective communication type of thing? What can you also make sure that they do for just themselves and their relationship with themselves to make sure that they don't get lost in serving all of these other people? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say those connections, those people that may be on your connections list, and the questions that you want to ask them, with your offer. Why do I need to offer this now? Why do they need this now type of thing? So that's what you want to do. And you want to ask yourself, once again, why is it important for me to offer this to them now? Because even once again, like I said, once this pandemic is over, what is going to be the residual effects on their relationships, even after we quote unquote go back to normal, whatever that looks like, because it's going to be a new norm for us. And for some of them, they will be now working from home indefinitely versus going back to the office. Or those of them that once the pandemic is over, and you see I keep putting that in quotation marks, then now they do have to go back out into the back into their office space or whatever. How is that going to impact them? So you guys, you want to ask yourself those questions when it comes to your offer. And so once again, how is your offer going to help them to solve those questions? So think about the questions your people may be asking right now, and you want to ask yourself, how does what you offer solve that problem? Answer those questions for them. Why do they need it right now as we are in the midst of this pandemic? And then, like I said, even when the pandemic is over, what are going to be those residual effects of us being in this thing for almost a year like this? Okay. And now that you've asked yourself those questions, so once again, what's the problem that I solve? How do I solve it? How is this offer going to solve their problem? Why right now? Then now the next step in your revenue game plan is you want to make sure that you put out content that speaks to what you were just thinking about when it comes to your offer. Hey. So you want to think about the content that you were putting out there, putting that content out there consistently. And when my definition of consistently is every day. Well, Bev, how do I do it every day? I tell you guys and I give you guys strategies of what you can do to make sure that you show up consistently on a daily basis. Consistently, like I said, my thing is daily. So even if your schedule is crazy, once again, look at what you're doing. How can I because I always say you can have 3 pieces of content for the week and then just rotate it around to your social media and on your email list. And if you blog and all that stuff like that, if you go live, take that live and have it transcribed. And then once again, put that content out across your social media platforms. There are ways of making sure that you are out there consistent enough to where, once again, the people that are watching, because people are always, and did I say always? People are always watching you. So making sure that you have that content out there on a consistent basis. And so, like I said, putting that content out there, this is a way I am such a firm believer that when you're putting that content out there, when you're putting that value out there, that is you sowing seed. That's you sowing your time and your talent. That is you sowing your time and your talent. And we know, according to scripture, according to kingdom principles, I'm going to get a return on me sowing those things. So once again, don't look at it as something else to do on your list. Look at it as a way for you to be able to sow into other people, sow into those people that you serve. And so once again, it doesn't always have to be this long drawn out post. It doesn't always have to be this long drawn out live. It doesn't have to be this long drawn out blog all the time or long drawn out message to your email list. It doesn't always have to be like that. And I always say, if your schedule is crazy, if it's hectic, if you have a lot going on, then look at your calendar and say, okay, I'm going to need some time and carve out some time to work on my content. So you may have a day where you create your content for the week. Like I said, you just need 3 pieces of content for the week. And so, like I said, you could just sit down and say, okay, this is what I'm going to carve out. This is the time that I have dedicated to it. This is what I want to talk about for this upcoming week. And then sit down and write it out, have it saved somewhere. If you're able to hire someone to put that content out there on your behalf, however you want to do it, but make it work. Figure out your game plan. Figure out your game plan. I was talking to a client yesterday and I told her, she could do my 5-5-5 rule where I said 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, and 5 minutes in the evening. Find the time. Find the time, especially when time is something that you do not have a lot of. Find that time. Like I said, that 5-5-5 schedule that I mentioned, or 10-10-10, just whatever your schedule looks like, that type of thing. It makes a whole lot of, like I said, it will allow for you to remain consistent in what it is that you're doing. So you guys, let me know in the comments, is this making sense? Just let me know in the comments. I want to make sure that I'm not losing you guys. And like I said, these steps that I'm mentioning in this weekly revenue game plan, I will post the graphic on my page so that you can see it. It's scheduled to go out on my business page and in my group, but I'll make sure that I put it on my other platforms as well to make sure that you guys see this game plan. This is something that I've shared before, but I haven't shared it in a while, so I want to share it again. So you guys, let me know in the comments, are you guys with me? Is this making sense? So like I said, you want to make sure, one, so going back to that very first thing, what is the problem that I solve? How do I solve my ideal client's problem? That's what your offer is going to do. Your offer should solve their problem. You want to ask yourself, why do they need this problem solved right now? Like, what's going on right now? Create a list of people, those people that are always asking you questions about stuff. That's a good place to get started. The next thing, deliver that amazing value. I say every single day that you can. Why does your ideal client need to hear this? Or what does your ideal client need to see, hear, read right now? Like, what do they need to hear right now? How can you support them right now? And my thing is, I see this part when you're delivering that content, that is a way for you to sow your time and your talent. And then what you also want to do as you are delivering that amazing content, and let me see. Okay, I see a question on here. I have a Facebook group. I want my group to serve my members, and I do not want to spam them with offers, but at the same point, I do have to offer them my products. How do I offer them without being spammy? And then let me know if I'm saying your name correctly. Is it I want to say Janine, but that doesn't look right. Jean, let me know if I'm saying your name correctly. I'm going to go with Jean until she corrects me. And the one thing you want to keep in mind, looking at those of you with Facebook groups, because I think this is a really good question. Those of you with Facebook groups, you want to look at it. To me, it starts with the purpose of your group. If the purpose of your group is just to offer support, then that's all you want to do. It's just a group of offering support. If your group is for offering people solutions, then that is a different story. So you can have a group that just offers support. So that could be scriptures that you post in there every day. It could be motivational quotes and stuff that you post in there every single day. And that's cool. And that's all that they will come into that group for, is for that motivation and that support. Okay, let's see. French version. G. Okay. Okay. I think I'm saying it right. Cool, 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 cool. And so what you want to do, so if that's the purpose of your group, then that is cool. But if your group, if you created that group to help your people solve a problem, then part of that, like they can't get their problem solved just based on posts that you make in your Facebook group or those quotes that you have. So you want to think back to the purpose of your group and even making sure that the description of your group spells out what the purpose of the group is for. And so once again, go back and look at the description of your group. So if you're saying part of your description is, part of you and what you want to do is to help them solve their problem and offer solutions and stuff like that, then they're coming into that group looking for a solution. And so my thing is, I believe in an exchange. And so what I mean by that is if you're in there and you're dropping tips and strategies and resources to help them to improve with X, you're giving them free value. So in exchange for that, then you can let them know, hey, I know that this is only going, like they're only going to be able to get so far with free content, period. Because they can go and Google all day long. They can go into YouTube and type in how to do XYZ. Like they can get all that free information they want. But if they're looking for a transformation, if they're looking for results and stuff, that's what our coaching and consulting allows for them to do. So I feel like sometimes we do people a disservice when we don't let them know how we can support them through our coaching and our consulting type of thing. So if you're in there and you are supplying tips and strategies and resources and all that stuff like that, then those people that need more than just that tip that you gave them, how are they getting that additional support unless you let them know that, hey, I have this 12-week program or I have my intensive or whatever it is that you do to support your people. So you want to let them know. So you're kind of doing them a disservice by not letting them know. And the whole thing where I always talk about feeling salesy and spammy and all that stuff like that, if that's not your intention, and that's not your intent to be salesy or spammy or scammy or any of that stuff, then release it, because that's not your intent anyway. So that's more of a mindset thing. So if you have content in there and it's valuable content in there, then once again, you can also put in your content that promotes your services as well. So it's a two-way street. And the thing that I see with that, if that offends them or if they don't like it, they can always leave the group type of thing. Like they have a choice. They have a choice of being in there. And so if they don't like it, if they're like, oh my gosh, she's always selling stuff, which to me, if every single one of your posts is buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, then yeah, that's a different story. But if you have content in the mix of you promoting your stuff, then yeah, there's nothing salesy or spammy about that. So you want to keep that in mind. So like I said, that's how you do it. If you have content in there, where you're talking, and like I said, you're doing tips and all that stuff, then yeah, also let them know how they can continue with being able to get your product or your service. So that type of thing. So Jean, let me know if that answers your question. So you guys, like I said, as you are delivering that value and that content, decide in your head and in your mind to have conversations with people. Because remember, if you're doing social media, if you're using social media, part of the algorithm is, yes, you want to have content out there. You want people to engage in your content, but you also have to engage with other people's content. It's not just you dropping content in there and then leaving. It's not just you doing a live and then leaving the social media platform. There has to be engagement. Engagement is a two-way street. Perfect. She said, okay, great. That helps me a lot. I do offer tips and tricks and have not offered. Yep. So let's go ahead and have that mix in there, especially for those people that are like, okay, well, I need more support than that. What do I need to do if I need to have a conversation with you? What do I need to do if I need to communicate further with you? If I need more than just this tip that you gave me? And so now offering your services allows for them to have that information. Okay. And so you guys, like I said, what are you doing to engage with other people? Engagement is a two-way street. So are you engaging with other people's content? Are you engaging with the people that engage with you? Are you having conversations with people in Messenger? That type of thing. Social media is a two-way street. Engagement is a two-way street. You have to build time in for engagement. This is the thing that I always ask myself. And this was the thing that really kind of pushed me and really motivated me. So if I could dedicate an hour a day, And once again, it doesn't have to be 60 minutes straight. It's however I can break my day up. But if I could dedicate an hour a day for my business and generate $3,000 that week, would it be worth it? So if I invested an hour of my time each day, so we'll say, Monday through Friday, so 5 hours a day, and I generated $3,000 from that hour a day or that 5 hours a week, would it be worth it? Some of us, we go to work 40 hours a week times 4 weeks, so 160 hours. That's on the low end, and we may not generate $3,000 in the month. So look at the amount of time that you dedicate to your career. And I'm not saying don't do it, because you do. You want to go up and you show up in excellence. But compare the number of hours that you spend at your career with your job compared to what you're doing in your business. And your business has the potential to be able to replace what you do in a month in your career. You can generate that in a week, but that does mean that you have to decide to dedicate some time to doing that each week in your business. So would it be worth an hour a day in your business? Would it be worth 2 hours a day? Whatever it is that you can do. And like I said, it doesn't have to be 60 minutes straight. That's why I think some people fall down, is because they feel like, well, shoot, I don't have an hour. Babe, you don't understand my time, my schedule. I get up at 4:30 in the morning and then I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. But once again, I didn't say that it had to be 60 minutes straight. I didn't say that. So what can you do if you have a 30-minute lunch break? What can you do on that 30-minute lunch break? That may mean that you are eating and working on your business at the same time, posting at the same time. You see what I'm saying? And so once again, that may mean, okay, I might have to go to bed 30 minutes later to be able to have that additional 30 minutes in the evening. So whatever it may be, that's what I'm talking about. And so you want to look at what you can do to be able to deliver that content and to have those conversations with people, to have that engagement with people. What can you do? So it might be you literally walking into work, and while you're walking into work, you might be responding to somebody's comment on their page. You might be in the elevator at your job, and that might mean you responding to someone's comment while you're on the elevator. And Tiffany, you know I love my sleep. You know I love my sleep. You know I do. I'm just saying, whatever you need to do to get it in there until your time shifts and changes, whatever you may need to do right now to make it work. Because like I said, y'all know I love my sleep. I didn't even get to take my nap today. I was so disappointed. But you guys, I'm telling you, whatever it is that you may need to do to make it work, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so like I said, what are you doing to engage with other people? So you have your content out there. Make sure you have that engagement. So that engagement is on other people's content. Engagement is on people who engage with your content, and then also having conversations with people in Messenger or on your email, or if you blog and somebody responds, whatever it is, however you communicate with people. I'm about to say in person. We don't do as much in person, but there's virtual networking. So those of you that do virtual networking, how are you utilizing that? How are you engaging with people? I know some of you guys are now, the big thing is Clubhouse. If you're utilizing that, are you asking questions? Are you taking the opportunity to hop on stage so that you can now get in front of other people? Whatever that may be. Exactly, Tiffany, exactly. This right here, Tiffany, makes it work. Once again, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes, sometimes all we have is 5. Sometimes all we have is 5 minutes. What can I do in that 5-minute time period? What can I do? Some of you guys, that might mean you might have to sit in your car extra 5 minutes before you walk in the house. You might have to sit in the car the extra 5 minutes to engage before you walk in the house. So then once you walk in the house, you are fully plugged in to what's going on in your household. I'm just saying. So you guys, whatever you may need to do to make it work. But like I said, you want to make sure that you have that engagement and connect with people. Exactly. Make that connection. And then as you are making those connections and answering those questions, if you feel like that person is a good fit for your services, you need to invite them to join you. So whether or not it's you dropping a link for them to actually go and sign up, or if they need to schedule a call with you, whatever it may be, but you need to start asking for the sale every single week. Ask for the sale every single week. Ask for the sale. Are you doing that at least on a weekly basis? I tell my clients to do it on a daily basis, but at least on a weekly basis. Are you asking for the sale at least on a weekly basis, especially if you feel like you can support that person? Are you asking for the sale? You guys, I'm telling you, incorporate this game plan that I just mentioned, incorporate it for the next 30 days and watch what shifts, not only in you, but in the people that start to come your way. You will start to attract more people. You will increase your visibility. People will start reaching out to you, type of thing. Do this consistently and watch what happens. Start for the next 30 days, then do it the next 60 days, then do it the next 90 days and watch what happens. I'm telling you, you will see, you will at least double the revenue that comes into your coaching business. But you want to be laser focused on that. You want to make sure that you have the time dedicated to it. You want to make sure that you are committed to it. Once again, if you just spent 5 hours a week on your business or 10 hours a week on your business, would it be worth it in order for you to double your revenue? Would that be worth it? We have to ask ourselves those questions. Okay. So you guys, that's all that I got. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you something that I'm telling you something that I know. This is something that I incorporate. This is something that my clients incorporate. This is why my clients get the results. You have to remain consistent with it. You have to remain consistent with it. Exactly. Look at your schedule. Work it around your schedule. Work it around your schedule. That type of thing. Exactly. I'm telling you, Tiffany, yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So you guys, like I said, that's all that I have for you. If you want to know how I may be able to specifically support you, please feel free to schedule a call. Either reach out to me or schedule a call. So you can schedule a call with me at www.callwithbeverly.com, or you can reach out to me in Messenger. Either way you want to do that, but let's talk about how I may be able to support you. You guys, I'm telling you, implement this and watch what happens. If you have specific questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me. And so, Jean, see how I just did this? I just spent 30 minutes giving some value, walking these people through a game plan that they can use. And now at the end of this live, I am now promoting a call with me for those people that need something specific for their business, or, you know, however you support your people. So they may need something specific for their relationship, or specific about their health, or specific about their career, or specific about sales, or specific about their brand. And so once again, I can't answer all the questions. I can't coach them during my live, but this way right here, you know, for them to schedule a call with me, this is a way for me to now see what I can do to customize it for them, that type of thing. So like I said, if you have specific questions about how I may be able to support you, please feel free to reach out to me, or go ahead and schedule this call at www.callwithbeverly.com, that type of thing. A couple of you guys have been asking me about you saw me post about my 10K intensive. If you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to me about my 10K intensive. We get started with that next week. So yeah, so that type of thing. And so you guys, once again, just looking at that and just asking yourself those questions. And once again, I'm going to post this on my page, the game plan, so that you can see it in case you missed any of these bullet points. But that's definitely a way for you to sorry, I had a post just popped up. I mean, an email that just popped up. So you guys, I'm telling you, if you have specific questions on how I may be able to support you, please feel free to reach out to me and ask, that type of thing, that type of thing. Okay, you guys, that's all that I have for you. You guys, I pray that you have an amazing rest to your day. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. You guys, once again, if you have specific questions for me, reach out to me. I will answer your questions. Until next time, you guys, take care, take care, take care.